Hello, I'm Liam. I'm Blocks on YouTube. This is my first video with mic on, and I am going to show you how to make a very profitable ship in Roblox. So I do have 75 million, but you would start with around 50 or 40,000. I haven't started a new one in a while. Should have checked. But we're going to click edit mode, and this is the default ship you get when you join the game. So you already have fuel tanks, storage for food, and 2 engines. This deck is completely empty. This deck is also completely empty. And then the top deck is also completely empty, and you have the bridge room. Usually when I first start this off on a new one, I would leave this because this setup at the start is pretty good. After I build the entire rest of the ship, if I have money left, I would go over here and click power and go click generator and put one. Oh, I would not go there because usually I would have to do batteries and put them like this. And this basic, if you have that much money, this isn't a necessary thing, but it is a good benefit when you are sailing. And to save room, I always delete this staircase, and I usually delete all of these and fill them in with carpet. So how I like to do things, I always start up here, and this is a great layout that I usually do most of the time, is I always grab a feeder and place it here because it is equal length and fits perfectly. And then usually I would get food and place the burger place right here. And then we can fill in the walls that we broke, well, I broke. And then we can place a staircase under utilities, and the steel servo does work, but I usually go by looks, and I usually place the carpeted staircase right here. I'm gonna click the page down and go down, go down. That is the main stairwell. So back up here, I would like to go into walls, go into glass railings, but at the start you probably could do steel railings or glass railings. It just depends on you. I usually don't like this form of railing, so I usually cover it up with glass, and that's pretty much the top of it. You would probably want to add tables. I usually add the upholstered tables, but at the start you probably would want to add wooden tables. So I will add a few of them. Then I could add this one. There's always a little space there. And that's pretty much the upstairs. Oh no. Usually, after you played a while, you probably would want to turn this into wood, but I'm going to leave it rubber for at the moment. So how I would like to do this is I usually put a row here, and then another row here, and then I just mirror it. And that usually is plenty for the first passengers of your new line, whatever you named it. Under activities, I like to put a shuffleboard from around here all the way down to here, and it usually fits perfectly. And it did. I'm going to go here and place 3 or 4 shuffleboards, and that's the top deck. So you have the movie theater, food, and outdoor recreation. The bridge I usually don't bother until I have a lot, because when you first sell, the bridge doesn't really come in handy till in the late game. This deck I usually fill with a sitting room here, cabins here, and another sitting room, and this deck is all cabins. So let's do that. So, under rooms, usually a lot of people start with single cabins, like this, and just line them up, and it is profitable, but it doesn't look that good. So what I like to do to maximize profitability, I like to go back and forth. So this is a bit of an example. So I would do, I would do this, this, and this. Not there, there. And it fits perfectly, and I can just do this. So now we have this. This is usually what I like to leave it off as for the first starting off. But what you also can do is get a double cabin and place one right at the end of the hall like that. There is plenty of room left, and usually later I got this entire area and this entire floor and redo it. But I find this layout works very well at the start. So this is probably what you want it to look like. You could even go into walls and cover up this. And under ratings, there is multiple requirements. You need basic needs, which are bathrooms. Crowdedness is the amount of people that are on a ship. Decor is plants. Variety is food and entertainment. And entertainment is the level of entertainment. So do you have like 3 movie theaters, or do you not have a movie theater entirely? And that's how you can get more people in certain rooms. Under each item, there is a decor level, usually, or under activities, there is an entertainment and a decor element. And if at the end of you building the ship, it will tally up all of these things, and that will be what your rating is. A fun way to get ratings pretty high for plants is at the end of each hall there's always a little slot. They always put a flower pot in. Doesn't matter what flower pot, it just can be a flower pot. At the end, I usually do that, so I have tons of flowers, and that's that deck done. This deck. So this deck, I usually do the exact same, but sometimes I will, wait, never mind, it's on a different, sorry. We just do the same thing. And that's pretty much the cabins for this deck. This area here is usually just where I usually put the rest of the tables, but I also like to get a drink bar and put them right here. And then just to keep the outfit, I will get wooden tables and put them along this window. And that's pretty much the back. Usually you could fill this with all carpet, such as that, or the bows have a default one as wood, and because I put the wooden tables, I'm going to keep the wood. And usually to make it look best, when you are changing carpet or to wood or whatever flooring, and it's in between two walls, I love to put a door. Usually people would put like a door like that, and it's just this, and it kind of looks like another cabin. But to keep the like open feeling of most of my ships, I like to put a glass door, so it is still a door that divides these two rooms, but it's more like a window, not really a door. At the front of the ship, I did a tutorial of how to do the ship a while ago. I don't even know if it's still up, I'm not that sure. But a fun thing that I like to do is put this type of seating area. And most ferries would have seating like this, and you can like sit in rows, or most of my ships that are like Albatross class in the game, I would do a different seating arrangement than this. And that's the ship done. That's how you build a pretty money-making ship, as I would like to call it, to start it off. That's me and Liam. Thanks for tuning in.